Hello everyone. Today on my bench, Sony TC-WR90ES, top of the line double well deck. This one also has wooden cheeks, but to save the costs and any problems, owner removed them to send it to me. So now let's see. Yeah, here it turns on, but it doesn't work. Okay, this valve opens. And this one, here we get lots of noise. This one, capstans not rolling, so belt is right. This one, capstans rolling. All right, let me see if you can do anything with tape. Okay, rewind, fast forward. Okay, it's 7, do some playback. This one, wow, oh my G, how loud it is. No. Oh yeah. It won't return anymore, and you hear the motors were running for quite longer than I expected. Okay, don't return anymore tape. You see, so what I will be doing, I will open it, remove tape transfers, rebuild them, so meet you there. Alright guys, to disassemble it, so we need to remove 2 legs, we need to remove bottom screws. So technically I would recommend to remove black screws, not the white one which holds tape transfer, because when you have this part here joining together, it will be more sturdy, not so flimsy. Then you can remove this part as well. And there are just a bunch of connectors you need to disconnect to have it remove it. And it will look like that. Now we can remove tape transfer one by one, work on them. So here belt is very relaxed. It still kind of works, but yeah, it's fall down. This one, this one still, no, I see the boss and on the last breeze, I believe. Yeah, so they are kind of gooish. All right, so I did this with Sony TC-WR90ES. It was pretty similar tape transport, and if you will look 965, it's a little bit better, but pretty close to this one. The only thing that it uses 3 motor. Oh, this one 3 motor as well, so that's a good one. All right, let me do service for this transport. So you see these are pretty similar to the more robust motors, have the same position switch, you see, and capstans are rolling independently from the command gear. So that is improved, but I believe it's Sony TC-WR90 tape transport. It still has those plastic posts, same as 965, and it's not the same. It's similar kind of, but it's not the same as in the high grade decks, TCK series. All right, and this one also has a motor to adjust volume, so that's a good one. Alright, see you soon guys. Alright, I decided to film a little bit, so I just removed 2 screws to get this tape transport out. And now we can remove the door. So yeah, it's pretty similar to one we had in Sony 965. Alright, rotating heads and so on. And let's remove the second one. So just another 2 screws on top. And we will have it out. So you see doors can go through. And the other door. And now we don't need this front panel. We will be just working on the tape transfers. Alright. What is different? So this is lots of plastic in 190 compared to TCM 200. So I will show you where you should be extremely cautious, right, when you will be doing anything. So first of all, pull up this wire which holds the others, and like gently push connector out. With these thin wires you need to be careful, those goes to the heads. Alright, and this other one. Alright, released. Now I will need a different screwdriver. Here we go. 3 small screws. To pull up motor. And we have connector here. Sony was generous to install it right here. And the last screw sits here. This is the long one. This deck has automatic door opening, so that's why this screw is long here. Oh, that's a belt. Oh, all right. Belt is so stretched. Come on. Boy, and this one screw holds ground wire here. So I can remove it. See, those are teeny smaller than in the bigger Sony decks. Those noisy motors, you need to lubricate bearing to make it quiet. Now let's remove capstans. Yeah, here my tape. Still cannot go out. Even spring here is smaller. Everything is smaller. So now remove this plastic ring, so the retaining ring. Push it from other side, so to be able to pull it up from the other. You see, then you can remove it and remove gently this pin. And here our door should come free. Here is my tape. And here is the door. Remove it like that. Okay, now when we're removing capstans, we keeping oil washers. Wow, it was lubricated. There's so much oil in there. I'm not sure who did it. All right, maybe owner. Okay, and I believe it's one owner deck. And here is a belt. What's left out of it? Okay. Here, found one spacer. Here. Yes. Just on one side. On the other side I check it after there was nothing. Okay. Next step is to remove this piece. And go through this board and connector for the light. Okay, so you see cheaper models here, everything is plastic, no balls, no like retaining spring, so you see how free and loose it is. That's what they did for 2L decks and reversible decks. But you may find a pretty similar tape transport in Sony TC-WR90ES. That was a surprise for me. Everything is plastic. This transport even keeps plastic shafts below these reels. Okay. That is pretty unusual. Sony, that was cheap. Alright, now we removed the gear here, and finally we get access and we can remove the rest of the screws. From this side and get to the main command gear and the second belt. You see, same screws. There is only one left right here. Done. And now we can release this board right here. So everything is lubricated well. I don't see issues, except the belts are old and fried. Alright guys, let's see how loose they are. Okay, give me a moment, see you in the next minute. Alright guys, moving on. Next we need to lubricate these motors so they were not so noisy. Alright, so I just removing the screws, which retains these two motors here, because there is not enough room to lubricate the second motor. So here I'm already put a drop of oil in the motor, which for reels, but for common motor there is not enough room. So that's where I'm removing this board. Now I remove this plastic piece, and now I have access and I can lubricate it. Alright. Now they would not be so loud. Okay. Now we can assemble it back. Like that. I do not clean this position switch, because from my practice that's a rare case when they behave poorly. I just seen once, and I can just use them a little bit more if you have issues, and everything will be done. You will be happy without disassembling. And I have a video where I fully disassemble it, have to drill and put small teeny screws from behind and so on. My practice just like rotate it a couple times and it should be good. They don't oxidize so much. Finally, it's a Sony. All right, so let me get belts. Here. I still have a few. I was thinking about to stop doing these services because decks are old and they just need to be used, really. All right, so here we go. Install it right here and put into this posts, so it will hold like that. Put this gear back. First of all, position. Yeah, make sure that the spin looks down, and here is the mark. Technically, I don't see it on this deck, but how it should be. So pin is done into this direction. All right. Now we set this one marked together, and it will be looking down. So when we will put it in, they will just get in touch perfectly together. There is enough lubricant, so this deck has been in very good hands, so I don't replace in the original one. It's still very good. Okay, now when we're almost here, there is a switch. We need to push it in to not break. Okay. All right, something don't allow us to gently put it. Okay. Done. Here. All right. Now, when everything sits together, it's a good time to install screws. One here, one here, one here, and tie everything together. Rotate back and forth unless you find the thread, because it's plastic, and I don't recommend you to make new threads in the plastic, specifically in this age. So you see, it should go easy. All right. This part almost done. The last touch, we need to push belt back onto the pulley like that. And now it sits on the pulley. I hope you can see it. It's right there. And with new belts, it should work perfectly well. Next step is to lubricate bearings. I just will add a little bit because it was already lubricated well. Probably owner was trying to see what is screaming. It's not capstans, 100%. It's the motor bearings. All right. Okay, capstans rolls well. Installing oil washer. Okay. And the second capstan, which is smaller. Like that. Good, so they rotate free. Next step, we need to put a little bit oil into this motor. All right. To remove any noise. Done. Okay. Now, I believe in this deck we should install 109mm or 105. I need to check. I believe 105mm belt. Let me see. I have some. Let me measure. Yes, 105. Here is the one. And then I will get for the next deck. 109 goes to larger Sony K5, K7. And 116 goes to the previous models. So, installing the belt. Put it like here, around the second capstan. Ah, come on. Don't do it for me. And here is the two metal pins where we need to gently push the belt on. On the one and on the second. Ah. Like that. Okay. See it? Now I will lubricate a little bit, but we have lubricant here. Still good, so I would not touch. It's original and it's a good one. It's not dried up. Okay, put it here. Install this screw, long one. All right. Install two small screws. Connect motor. So last screw here is a ground wire. Goes right in here. All right. Now we can put belt back by pushing it from this post to the pulley, and now we can rotate so it sits in place. Nice. Done. Just where it should be. Okay, now we can connect heads back. Put the wires and close it like that. All right. Done with this part. Put in gear back. Installing the retaining ring. It's a small, teeny. All right, done. Installing the cover. And we are almost complete this side. Okay. Let me see. Everything moves good here. No problems. Installing the wire. Connecting it back. The last part left is to install the door. It installs like that. Installing the pin. That's a little bit tricky installation because we have to put it down on the pin. Okay, done. See, it should be rotating on a cut on the pin. Now installing this part. This cut goes around this reel with the gear. Okay, and putting the spring back like that. Done. Closed. All right, not much to adjust here, so that's all the azimuth screws, and they adjusted during playback. So the first one is done. That's the belts. Ew. Where? Okay. Good. Now I'm good to service the second one. And it will be the same procedure. Nothing new. Alright. Okay, I see someone was servicing this deck before. Springs set in the opposite directions. From factory they all go the same, because this both tape transfer fully identical. Removing the ground wire. And motor. Oh, I forget to remove head connectors. So, as I did this tape transport so many times, you see that I work with a high speed, but I recommend you to take your time, make pictures to remember how to deal with these guys. Okay, that's the motor, that's the belt, same. It just fall down, that's because it's stretched so much that it didn't hold anymore. Okay, removing capstans. Again, I don't see, here is a spacer, maybe it's right here, it's just fully clear one. Okay. Wow, that one is so dirty it won't go through the oil washer. I recommend you to clean your decks on regular basis, otherwise you're risking your tapes. It will just rotate your tape on the capstan shaft, and that's where you will get a problem, because you wouldn't be able to open the door and you will be struggling. All right, removed. Now, this side. Someone is calling me. I will get back to you pretty soon. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry for this stop. I had to pick up the call. So we're moving gear here. And now we're good to remove the last board. So 4 more screws. One is here. One is here. And the last one is here. Okay, and now we can remove this board and replace the other belt. So let me lubricate these motors right away, because it was way too noisy, what I've heard, and you together with me. Okay, now remove this part, and we have access to the bearings. Sometimes these bearings get so dry that I just have seen a deck. I know the deck don't contain any speakers, but it was screaming with like 3 kilohertz of an hour, like very, very loud. And it's just because these bearings were doing this terrible noise. Okay, so make sure that you address it when you work on your deck, because like next time disassemble, it's lots of work. Now we can assemble it back. Specifically, that is not complicated and takes only a minute. Now you see why it was rotating all the time, because position was not on the stop, and that's where it was trying to get to the stop position when we turn on the deck. And this switch should be like that in the stop position. Oh, what I almost forget, we need to deoxidize these guys. So I will just wash them in from this side. Okay, wash them and then squeeze them and just get back and forth a little bit, like that. So to remove any oxide from the work area. Okay. Now use another one, small belt. So I just have one left. Here we go. That's the old one. And last time I was struggling to find these belts. It took for me like 3 months to get good quality belts. I was waiting while they will be manufactured. And that's a big deal, really. Okay, go to stop here. Don't forget this gear. All right, we're good here. Something still not fully right. Okay, now we're good. And the one on top, right here. Done. Now we can pull the belt back to the pulley. And now you see it, right here. Okay, done with this part. Next, I need to clean the capstans because I would not be able to swiftly push them back. They're too dirty. Alright, that's the one, and that's the other one. Okay. Little bits of oil. And we are ready to assemble. Putting oil washers back, don't forget about it. And rotating. Here's pretty good. And smooth rotation. All right, next. Let me lubricate this motor. So I need to pull it out to get access to the shaft and bearing. Okay. So guys, that's what you can do yourself. It's not rocket science, not pretty complex task. Let me get another belt. Another 105. That's good. Still have a few of them. Oops, I'm sorry. So this one goes to the trash. So remember how to install the new one. Gets here. Come on. Around the first capstan. Now around the second. And here pull it on the metal posts. One and another one. So sits like that. Now we can assemble it. Okay, now the long screw here. And the last is ground wire screw. Okay, power supply for the motor. Next, heads right here. Close up. Real gear. Retain ring. Check that it's rolling. Now I can close cover. So these decks are much easier to service because you don't need tools to tune them after you did replace. Come on. Something is not right here. Yes, let's pop up. While I was installing, on the top it's pop up from the bottom. Alright, now it's good. Because on 3-head decks you would need to tune up left guide because they're mostly double capstan decks, and that's where you would need to adjust the guide height, so to make sure it will work properly. On these decks you don't need to do it. Alright, I forget to pull up the belt to the pulley right here, and now we can rotate and check that everything rotates properly. Good. The last piece, assemble the door. It's usually tricky piece. Alright, done. And it should rotate here as well. There is a cut on the pin. Assembling the last part and installing the spring. Done. Assembled like that. Okay. Now let me pull it back into the deck and I meet you right there. Okay guys, everything is connected. First turn on went smoothly, so it would not work without the tape. So let me put the tape, fast forward, rewind. Everything is quick and smooth. I have to clean capstan shafts before I will engage the tape. But so far everything looks to be working pretty well. Now let me clean capstan shafts and let's test it. See you soon. Alright everyone, I had to disassemble again. Pinch rollers are very bad and I cannot reuse them, so I will install this with brass inserts, which I have. So, and here is one more way to disassemble. Remove 2 screws from the bottom, 2 from top, and in this deck it's possible to pull this back. In the younger models it's not possible, that's where you have to remove the front panel fully. Alright, just for your information. Alright, new pinch rollers installed. It looks nice, and now it's time to run some tests. Some music test. Yeah, plays good. Plays good. Quite nice and easy. And the other one. Plays. And reverse, yes, plays good. Quite and easy. Alright, next part would be tuning, pretty similar like all other decks. So there is like playback levels, record levels. Not a big deal, right? See, it says rec level, so this one in the second deck. Here is a playback, so it's for the one deck, and let me see, that's for the second deck. Playback levels and bias, one deck and another deck, and these are speed pods, adjust the speed. Alright, so that would be it. Tuning this deck is a routine procedure. You may watch my 965 Sony video, this would be pretty close. Record, rewind, check. Record, rewind, check. So, as boring as that. See you. Alright guys, it works, but right deck got a surprise bonus. Like left deck plays normal. Alright, and the right one is constantly running on the double speed. I checked the wires, I'm already resoldered connector, so probably I would need to research, but it always runs with a double speed. And here. So technically we can use it as benefit, so it would be like double speed deck, which will record and play terribly nice, but I have to investigate this. Alright, so this will take me to another day because I'm done for today. See you, bye bye.